A once-in-a-century storm.
Days of severe weather alerts and weather warnings as Hurricane Hilary makes its way towards Southern California. News reports have been flying everywhere. People have boarded up their windows as Hilary becomes a tropical storm, very rare in Southern California.
An event that only happens once in 100 years or so.
The storm of the century. Knott's Berry Farm, the famous theme park, has closed for the day.
And over here at the Disneyland Resort,
It's the biggest surprise of them all because out here things look
like this.
like nothing unusual's going on at all. Look at this. Disneyland is open. I mean, there were a few puddles near the tram unloading area and less people near the gates, of course.
I mean, this is the most elbow room I've seen inside the park entrance for as long as I can remember.
I knew there was a chance that the storm wouldn't be as severe as they were warning us it could be.
But who knew this is what Disneyland would look like during the storm of the century here in Southern California. It's glorious! Look at this, there aren't even lines to take pictures with Mickey down here at the end of Main Street and get that Mickey money shot.
There's more elbow room down Main Street, USA than I've ever seen.
Looking around here right now, it looks like any rainy day out at Disneyland with light crowds
And short lines, you would never know that the rarest of rare events
has occurred, that a hurricane made its way to the Southern California coastline
and became a crazy tropical storm. I mean, literally, I had neighbors boarding up their windows.
and the news coverage was so intense that even Allie and I charged up our backup batteries and flashlights. We got extra water and all that kind of stuff just in case.
I mean, it is always best to be prepared.
But when it came to Disneyland, we had reservations for this day anyways, and I thought, well, we won't need to cancel them because for sure Disneyland is going to close, with all these weather warnings.
I mean, 2 days ago, they did announce that they were going to close early. They're going to close at 10 p.m. instead of midnight. And Knott's Berry Farm, which is just down the street, announced they were closing altogether.
So last night when Allie's like, should we cancel these Disneyland reservations? I was like, nah.
One of two things will happen. Either the weather will be so severe they'll close the park,
Which is kind of what I was expecting to happen. Or the storm won't be too bad at all, and we can just pop in and out and check the reservation off our list. Which, to my surprise,
is where we're at now. There was some kind of heavy rain earlier, a good downpour,
which honestly in any other place but Southern California would be your typical summer rain.
but for the most part, where we live in Anaheim down here next to Disneyland, we've had some gentle rain and sprinkling out here, some mild gusts of wind, and this, low crowds everywhere.
The streets were more or less empty on the way here.
Lots of local businesses closed up shop early for the day.
And here we are, Allie and I are down at Disneyland, checking into the park for at least a little while so we don't get punished for missing our reservation, walking around during the storm of the century as it was promised,
with light crowds, light rain,
and a decidedly nice temperature outside. If anything, it's a little warm to be wearing my rain jacket right now.
I mean, it's definitely unusual weather. Southern California, we don't normally get summer rainstorms like this, especially with warm temperatures.
As soon as I woke up and poked my head outside, I was like, it feels like Orlando out here.
Like, it definitely feels like a tropical storm, not your usual cold Pacific storm.
But really, it's more or less just a normal sort of October or November day for Orlando. 75 degrees, a little humid.
Yes, admittedly a little moist, but otherwise it's kind of fantastic out here.
Now, you can never be sure when it comes to inclement weather warnings, and you should always follow the guidelines that you get from your state, local, and city officials and whatnot. So we made full preparations, like I mentioned, and planned to stay home if the weather was bad.
We haven't even got any thunder and lightning out here or anything.
And I wish I'd had Madame Leota's crystal ball and known it was gonna be like this.
Because, we would have came out here even earlier this morning and spent a whole Disney day. Look at the size of these crowds. They're minuscule. They're smaller than you, Allie.
Just kidding, Allie. Nobody's smaller than you.
Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. Look at this.
I can't remember the last time I was in the park like this.
In the rain or with crowds this light, or
When it's this easy to get a sick selfie with the castle or the swans.
little beautiful Disneyland topiary swans.
Look how pretty the park looks when you can actually look from side to side and see all the little ponds,
Flowers and the ducks and the beautiful theming everywhere without bumping into people or people darting in front of your eyeballs or the camera.
I love Disney parks, that's for sure, but I really love them when they're empty more than any other time, because you can actually absorb that great work, the great design, the great art created out here by all those Imagineers and animators and dreamers and believers. This is the most fun I've had at Disneyland in years. Look at this. There are actually empty benches around, empty little nooks and crannies to enjoy. We're sitting over here under this archway looking out at that beautiful castle at the entrance to Fantasyland, just chilling on a bench together, and nobody's changing any diapers or screaming or crying in here. It's like dead silent. Dude, this is nuts. Even from the weather reports, we were getting as late as like 1 or 2 a.m. last night. I thought, oh, there's no way we're going down to Disneyland tomorrow, if they even stay open at all. I mean, after all, every headline online that involved Disneyland for the last like 48, maybe 72 hours was like hurricane at Disneyland. Which is partly why you're seeing the title of this video be the way it is. It was never going to be a hurricane out here at Disneyland. It was always going to be a tropical storm, which I should mention down here in Southern California is very rare. It's been something like 84 years since the last tropical storm made landfall here, and it caused crazy flooding. Well, much like any serious or normal rain in Southern California does. Crazy flooding, crazy ocean waves, took out houses and stuff. So anyway, everybody was literally posting pictures from 1939 in an effort to get, you know, Southern Californians to take it seriously, batten down the hatches, especially live out in the desert where flash floods can happen in an instant, or in burn areas where we can get landslide and mudslides that are pretty crazy. They could swallow your whole house. Or in the coastal areas, the beach cities, where if there had been a big storm surge or big waves, they could have, you know, destroyed property. Not to mention crazy winds coming on shore could do a number on your place, and we were supposed to get crazy gusts of wind, sustained gusts of 40 miles an hour. From what I could tell, looking at the weather app at home while I was sitting on the couch earlier, we never got above 20 miles an hour. So for all that blathering about the tropical storm, this is what we've got, which is just my luck, by the way. I don't normally buy any hocus pocus, but I'm genuinely starting to believe I might be a good weather, good luck charm, at least when it comes to hurricanes and tropical storms, because I've been out in Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World during a hurricane, in the storms leading up to the hurricane, during the hurricane itself, and I mean more than once, and both times the hurricane either turned away or it was really light just where I happened to be. I mean, those hurricanes are worse than what I've seen so far, at least with my own eyes, in the local area here in Southern California. I'm sure it could be the case that 15 miles from here there could be all kinds of horrible damage. We're not sure yet. We haven't seen too many reports. But here in Anaheim, look at it. This is how our hurricane day wound up, just like when I was at Magic Kingdom the last time. Actually, the very last time I was in Florida for a hurricane was with you. We were at the boardwalk trapped over there, and I kept going outside all night, like waiting. When's the storm coming? It's like a little bit of lightning, a little bit of moisture. I think I'm more wet now. Actually, as rainy and drizzly as it is, and there is some hard rain coming between all this sort of heavy sprinkling, I am more wet from sweat just from wearing this jacket than anything else. Like I said, it's 70 degrees out here. No, more than that, like 75, 80 degrees. Dude, for midsummer in Southern California, this is absolutely fantastic weather. If it just wasn't drizzling, this would be like perfect weather. But you know what? As much as I'm not a fan of the rain, well, at least not a fan of being out in the rain and being wet, I gotta say, for once, I understand its charms. Don't get me wrong, I do like the rain, but I'm like the dude that likes the rain. Like, I like being inside reading a good book in the rain, looking out the window at it, like, oh, there it is. Not like, oh, I love walking around in the rain and getting my britches all soggy. That's normally not me. But to enjoy Disneyland looking like this and getting views like this around every corner, I'll get soggy britches all day for this. This is the most accidentally glorious day at Disneyland I've had in a long time. For real, I cannot remember the last time that the park just looked normal like this. Now, obviously, when it rains this much, they close down certain attractions. They close down Storybook Land over here. They close down the teacups, or should I say Mad Tea Party. Because unlike in Florida or France, we don't have a roof over our Mad Tea Party here. Trust me, you don't want a bunch of rainwater in there with your tea. Gosh, this is almost surreal. So gorgeous, so nice. Usually, the only time it looks like this is when it's raining and cold, like in the dead of winter or something like that. It's the only off-season we get anymore, a couple random days. Look at this, it looks like they've closed down Alice in Wonderland, the dark ride over here. I guess 1950s dark rides aren't so great in the rain. Not the outdoor portions anyways. And it looks like they may have also closed down the Matterhorn. Like I say, it's sort of just drizzling at the moment. I don't know if you can even see all that rain, but there was some heavier rain earlier in the day. So I guess some of the rides out here got a little bit waterlogged earlier. That's okay. I don't mind the rides being closed in a storm. I kind of expect that. What I'm more sad about, in fact, what I'm devastated by, is the popcorn cart being closed. This would be the perfect day for some hot, fresh popcorn. For once, I can get all the bench seating I want, and there's no popcorn to eat. I keep taking my hood off, and then right when I do, there'll be like a little squall. The wind will start blowing, and plop, a bunch of fat raindrops get me right in the face. That's okay. Maybe the acid rain will improve my looks. Be careful! Be careful out there! The storm! The storm of the century is here! Seek shelter! Get off the road, you fools! The storm is here! Oh yeah. It's picking up a little bit actually here. Look at that. There be squalls ahead. I think the monorail must be closed at the moment as well, because I haven't heard it thundering by overhead at any point. It's funny, because like I said, this would be a normal, like, mid-summer storm in Florida, or maybe an October or November day where there's lots of rain. But even just weather like this would be remarkable down here in Southern California on any day of the week, much less when there's supposed to be a hurricane or the storm of the century. Okay, the wind's picking up a little bit now. Just because it's raining like this, we get on average something like 300 plus days of sunshine out here. And when it is cloudy, it's usually just cloudy and not rainy. Most of our moisture comes in from the clouds, like in the morning, like in the form of mist and stuff down here in Orange County. Not rainfall. Hurricane force winds or tropical storm strength winds. That is much more common in Southern California because we have these crazy winds called the Santa Ana winds that come in on a pretty regular basis, but they're usually more towards the late summer, the fall, different seasons. So wind, that's nothing. We're used to wind, but we're not used to a lot of wind with our rain over here. So I can see a lot of confused Southern Californians. What is this devilment? Sideways rain, oh no! The end times have cometh. Dude, look at this. There's nobody out here for miles and miles, just me and the wind and the spray of the sea and the old people mover hole up there. Oh, I can see a little more wind over there in yonder bushes. Things are picking up just a bit out here. I mean, they've been going up and down like this, the wind speeds. I noticed they have all the umbrellas zip tied out here. See, that's what I should have done. My umbrella doesn't close very good, so I took it down, laid it down on the ground. I should just buy a big zip tie, Disneyland style. I was gonna say, this seems like the perfect time to go ahead and duck into the Galactic Grill. Maybe do some dancing over here at the Tomorrowland Terrace, but sadly, the Tomorrowland Terrace is closed. Pizza mojado. And although it would be the perfect time to go over to the Galactic Grill and get some gluten-free French fries from these windows over here, Allie already took off on me for a different food choice. She's headed deeper into Tomorrowland for delicious pasta. Delicious gluten-y pasta that I cannot partake in over at the Pizza Port. Or I guess we don't call it Pizza Port anymore. It's been Pizza Planet now for quite a while. Probably always should have been Pizza Planet, but when it was Red Rock, it's Pizza Port. They used to have really good gluten-free pizza in here, and then they switched it to this really bad gluten-free pizza that tastes like grease. It's just a disc of grease. Soggy disc of grease. Anyway, when I used to come down here literally every day to have that pizza and bring Allie down here and woo her around the tables, they used to have these different chairs, like these funky padded seats and these triangle, metal-shaped triangle backrests. But then once they changed over to Pizza Planet, they got rid of those old chairs, and thanks to a viewer like you, I actually got a heads up on where they were selling a couple of those chairs, and 2 of them are now at home in my office / secret lair / bunker / command center, where we record the Patreon podcast, much to Tyler and George's chagrin, because they hate sitting on those chairs. Those chairs have to have been designed to get people in and out of here as fast as possible. They are so uncomfortable. They're also the twins of the chairs at Cosmic Rays, Starlight Cafe, at Disney World, except the ones here never had any kind of cushion on the back. Just a metal triangle digging into your back, right, Allie? Allie won't sit in them anymore.
They're just for Tyler and George.
Gluttony.
Dude, look at that wait time right there. What the heck? We're doing that.
Dude, Indiana Jones, 5 minutes.
Rise of the Resistance, 15.
This might be the perfect time to let all my stuff dry off and head out of here. I mean, after all, we're right next door. And the line is supposedly only 5 minutes? I don't know if you know this, but that's a walk-on.
Oh my gosh.
This isn't 5 minutes. This is walk right on the ride. Dude, what a fun one. Allie's second favorite ride. After Indiana Jones, of course. After Indiana Jones. And for the moment, because she changes her favorites all the time.
Pinocchio's my favorite.
What'd you say? Pinocchio's your favorite? Yeah. All her favorites are always changing, though, except me. I'm always her number one favorite. Wait for me.
All right, bye guys. See you on the flip side.
Oh my gosh, I love outer space. Spoiler alert. This was our second time. We just keep riding it. When Space Mountain's a walk-on, I think it's a law. We gotta walk on and on and on.
Well, that was excellent. Space Mountain in the rain. Look at Tomorrowland. It's glorious out here. It's gorgeous. Except no popcorn. No treats for me. Well, since riding that twice took all of what? 10 minutes. I guess we do have time to go backwards over to Galactic Grill and get me some French fries in perfect timing because the wind is picking up. Don't float away, Allie. Run for your life, but carefully because it's slippery outside. Peace out, mojado. Oh yeah, time for some soggy French fries. Oh, look at all that salt. Look. Yes. I can't believe I literally was leaving the house and I was like intentionally like, I'm not gonna grab my camera or whatever. It's not gonna be crazy down there, but I'm glad I grabbed it anyways, because any day like this at Disneyland where you actually feel like you have personal space and you're making memories and you've got a girl this incredibly cute with you is worth documenting forever. Look, you look so small and cute. The wind is picking up quite a bit, but look at this. Look at Tomorrowland. There's nobody. Just people eating churros in the rain, enjoying themselves. No line for Star Tours. No line for Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. You can blaster your Astro to your heart's content. Speaking of blasting, look at the blast off line here at the Rockets. There isn't one. Oh my gosh, this is Disneyland of the postcards. Disneyland of the pamphlets and the commercials, not real Disneyland that's normally packed. No one has stepped on me or bumped into me this entire time. This is delightful. What a fun one, everybody. All right, we're gonna briefly check out what's going on in the rest of the park real quick. Although I have the feeling it's mostly going to be like this. Look at this. Nothing. Nobody. It's glorious. Look at the Main Street vehicles going by. This might be the best Disneyland day ever. I'm really hoping everybody else out in Southern California is okay. There was actually an earthquake this morning. I was sitting on the couch. I was like, is that an earthquake? Nah. It was a little one, and it was pretty far away, but I felt like these waves of like an earthquake. There's no other way to describe it. And then sure enough, there was a little dinky earthquake quite a ways away in Ojai. Maybe I'm a good luck charm to scare off hurricanes and make them mild and to make earthquakes mild. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, just look at the castle there. That is beautiful. Disneyland in a hurricane? Well, maybe not quite. But Disneyland in any weather is good. Okay, the wind is blowing a little bit. Let's keep our march of progress going. Let's see what's going on over in Frontierland where we haven't been yet. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's already looking pretty darn good. I thought it was Sunday, but it must be Wednesday. Other than the wind, man, you couldn't ask for a better crowd out here. Look at that. See, this is the kind of day where I come down here and it makes me fall in love with the park all over again. Look at that, plenty of spots open at the shooting gallery over there. A line of exactly 0 people waiting to get customized leather bracelets. Personalized. Lots of elbow room at the Westward Ho Trading Co. This is freaking awesome. I just wish the Mark Twain was running out there right now. This would be like ultimate perfect Mark Twain weather, wouldn't it? I love it. I love it so much. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, and oh my... Look! Finally! Disneyland popcorn in the rain. My dream come true. Thank you, Davy Crockett. Oh, as you can see, all is right now with the world. All is well in Frontierland. Because here comes a beautiful, drop-dead gorgeous girl with a beautiful golden bucket of popcorn. All right, let's take a peek over here. I was really curious about this. Oh, check it out. Big Thunder Mountain is open. It's only a 10-minute line. We are definitely riding on that later. As a matter of fact, Allie is eager for me to wrap up the filming so we can do a little more rides. So let's just quickly go and see what's going on in every land. Especially since back here on Big Thunder Trail, we are ridiculously close to the land I always forget about. The land some people call Galaxy's Edge, and I like to call Star Wars Town. Dude, this land is way better like this in the rain with no people around.
Yeah, it feels like Star Wars like this.
I think the problem is they design all these new lands as if they're going to be empty like this, like you're going to get these sweeping vistas all the time. And the reality is lack of classic characters, few things to do, long lines, lots of people crammed in to see the new thing. It always kind of undermines it. This looks fantastic this way. Case in point to what I was just saying, it's usually the cantina. You can almost never get inside of here, and right now, no line, no wait. Dude, I never ever go in there. But I've got to get shelter from the storm, right? Oh my gosh, look at this. And not only do we have to take shelter from the storm here at the bar, you know, twist my arm, we can pay our respects to Captain Rex.
We need to crash on our remote planet. Anyway, here's Chica!
Voiced by Paul Rubens, Pee-wee Herman himself. Rest in peace, Pee-wee. Rest in peace, Captain Rex. Well, wait, Captain Rex is still with us. Oh, yeah, look how cute you are. I've never picked up a girl at a bar before. You want to come home with me later? Neither of us are big-time alcohol consumers, so we're just getting the family-friendly mocktails, and you scan this coaster to get the menu these days. Very futuristic. Maybe you guys can scan that at home and check it out.
Love that song. Welcome all of you to Oga's Cantina. I'm your pilot, DJ Rex, and we are broadcasting to the edges of the outpost.
Look at this place. You will never find a more wretched hive of fun and villainy. Awesome. Cannot stop staring at DJ Rex. I've always loved Captain Rex and the old school Star Tours, even the French version. I'm still kind of bumming out about Pee-wee. This drink's for you, Captain Rex. Ooh, and this drink has arrived. Look at that, 2 hyperdrives. Weird. But delightful. You like it? Would you rather have a Modelo? Non-alcoholic Star Wars drinks. Better than that blue milk, I'll tell you that much. Nailed it. I think that might be the shortest visit to Oga's in the history of the cantina. They give you something like a 45-minute time limit or something to be in there. And I don't know how long exactly we were in there, but it feels like we were in there for about 10. About 10 minutes. Got our hyperdrives and got out, dude. Look at the size of that Falcon. And the line? What line? That only says 10 minutes because that's the amount of time it takes to walk up onto the ride. Whoa. Look at that. You can see the rain like crazy. You can see how the wind has really picked up there. At least it's tiny little droplets, but it's that little bit of stinging rain, you know, big old fat rain. That is awesome. We're just gonna really quick cruise over to the other side of Star Wars Town and see how long the wait for rides of the Resistance is. Oh man, Star Wars Land must be on a diet because it's lost weight. Get it? Because there is no wait at all. You just walk right on there. That is insane. You can see the wind making all kinds of ripples out here on the rivers of America. Even though it's windy and still drizzling out here, it's calmed down a lot. Oh, look at our former friend, Splash Mountain shorn of its tree up there. At least the Briar Patch still has its signage for now. Look at this, all quiet in critter country back here. Other than these artists over here, look at that. Yeah, oh, he's got the flashlight ready, I like it. Look at this, the Columbia's out of commission today. Of course, no Splash Mountain and no Haunted Mansion either. Because even though they apparently just put out a Haunted Mansion movie, which I have yet to see, it's undergoing its yearly transformation into the home of Jack Skellington. Allie saw the movie. She went to the premiere of the movie. How was it?
I liked it.
You thought it was funny?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Was it as funny as me? Waka waka.
It's a different funny.
Oh, that's code for shut up, you're not funny. Yeah, look at this. Look at this troublemaker right here. All right, we have got to get going, or we've got to let you guys go. We're running out of time here. And Allie and I'd still like to spend a little quality time alone together without you, no offense. But we won't let you down. We'll let you see the rest of the lands. Look at this, Rivers of America, practically abandoned. Tiana's new restaurant's all lit up, even though it's still covered up till it opens up in just a few days. That'll be exciting. And then over here, over to our right, New Orleans Square, just about as quiet as it could be. If only the real New Orleans was like this. So weird, so strange. You know what, I actually do remember the last time I felt like this at Disneyland. It was years ago during the 24-hour event. By like 3 in the morning or so, it was all peaceful and quiet out here. And then just before dawn, Allie and I were in this very area holding hands, loving, living in 2015. And all of a sudden we saw this horde of people coming from Main Street like a horrible, unstoppable rebel force. It was all the people that they didn't let into the 24-hour event who stayed by the gates near rioting until they let them in randomly in the middle of the night. And then it went from just like this, like kind of romantic, kind of nice and fun and sweet and cute to like, let's get out of here. Anyway, as you can see, Pirates of the Caribbean is a walk-on. Adventureland Treehouse, no scrims on it, looking pretty good. And as for Adventureland itself, they're gonna have to rename it from Adventureland to Peaceful Land, because everything is quiet and pleasant. The music is playing, and best of all, not only is Indiana Jones open, but look at that glorious wait time. Okay, we have got to do this. It's like some kind of law. Yes! So good. It's Allie's church. The church of everybody's mother-in-law. Oh! You frightened me, sir. Dude, Santa Claus scared me back there. It's a little soggy down here in the caves, but that's okay. Just adds to the Spielberginess. Best line of any ride ever. It's my favorite thing ever. All this theming. That's why I don't like coaster parks that much. How could a coaster park compare to this? I mean, it's absolutely glorious.
The treasure of Mara, glittering gold. It is yours.
There's nobody else in this Jeep. This is the coolest thing that's ever happened. Uh-oh. Got a lot less cool.
Your past now leads to the gates of
That was the best ride experience ever. For once, no strangers were touching me. Nobody spit on me. Oh, incredible. And we did it. Allie's favorite ride. After
Pinocchio, sometimes before Pinocchio, sometimes after Space Mountain, usually before Space Mountain. Her favorites rotate. We did it! We got on Allie's ride! And let's not forget, we also survived the storm of the century. You know what that means, guys? It means it's time for you to check out the links down below. The Patreon with extra podcasts, the sick merchandise where you can get sick hats and tees that are all shipped by Allie. Allie, keep Allie in business. Hashtag keep Allie in business. Visit the online store. All the links down below because
We've done our duty. It's time to
Go home.
And sleep well. See you guys. I'll let you know when the next hurricane is. Bye-bye. Apologies for the wind out here, but look at this. I thought I was done, but look at that. Look at who's in line for Peter Pan. No one. Well, he's in line now. Well, she's in line, and she's in line, and she's in line, he's in line, she's in line, he's in line, he's in line, he's in line. And we should probably get in line, because that's crazy. What'd you just say a second ago?
That's insane.
Yeah, that's insane in the membrane. Insane in Peter Pan's brain. I've always noticed that Disneyland and Orlando smell so different. But let me tell you something, once Disneyland gets this waterlogged and it's this warm and humid, they smell the same. It smells like Epcot right over here. To go ahead and duck over to the Galactic. Come on, man.